Hey everyone, how are you doing? Welcome to Becoming a Digital Learner, Week 4, Communicating with Teachers. In this presentation, we're going to talk about what are some good ways to communicate with teachers and some things to keep in mind as you're doing it. So at Summit Learning Charter, for our 6th through 12th grade students, we have 11 teachers, 2 advisors, 2 counselors, and 1 math tutor. So there's a lot of us in all subject areas ready to meet with you, ready to help with you, ready to work with you on a day-by-day basis as you're digging into your classes. We all live in Oregon, most of us right here in the Portland metro area, either in Sandy, Tigard, Beaverton, Estacada, Damascus, Clackamas, Portland. We're all right here in a variety of areas ready to meet with you. We're all highly qualified and endorsed to teach in our subject areas in the state of Oregon. And most importantly, we all love working with students and families. We really want to make this the best learning situation possible for you guys. So let's talk about contacting all these teachers. The obvious one is in person. So if you live on the east side, somewhere around Clackamas, Sandy, Estacada, anywhere in that vicinity, you might want to attend tutoring or enrichments at our Eagle Creek campus. We have someone there Monday through Thursday. Monday through Thursday morning is our math tutoring. We have a lot going on Tuesdays and Thursdays with enrichments, with classes, with study halls. So check out our schedule because there's a lot going on there for you. If you live on the west side, near Tigard or Beaverton or Aloha or Portland, you may want to attend our Tigard campus. We have someone there Monday and Wednesdays, and then every other Fridays for middle school enrichments. So check out our Tigard campus schedule if that's something that may work well with you. And then if you live in the Gresham area, we have a group of students that meet regularly at the Gresham Library every Wednesday evening. So check that out or contact an advisor if you want to learn more about that. We have a lot of ways where you can actually meet with teachers, bring your computer, work on classes right there, and get support right when you need. If that's not feasible for you, we have lots of ways virtually to contact with teachers as well. So all of us have online Zoom classrooms. If you're taking a live class, obviously you'll want to attend those classes on a week-by-week basis. But we also use Zoom classrooms for tutoring sessions, one-on-one meetings, or just support with students. If there's tech issues, it's really easy to jump online to a Zoom classroom and talk with a teacher. If you have a cell phone or a home phone, you can do phone calls or text messages. That's a great way to message. Some of my students prefer doing that back and forth. That's their favorite way to communicate. And obviously you can use your school email or you can message within Canvas and message back and forth that way as well. So there's a lot of virtual ways to contact teachers. The quickest one is probably to do a phone call. At least if you have something right there, you can leave a phone call and a message. Or most of us have our emails and Canvas messages go right to our phone. So that's a pretty quick way to contact us as well. Okay, some things to keep in mind. So there's lots of teachers. There's lots of ways to contact those teachers. What are good skills and etiquette? Etiquette is just a fancy name for manners when contacting teachers. So I got some points just to think about as you're working on classes this year, as you're interacting with teachers. Sometimes you just have to think about how do I communicate? And hopefully some of these will help make sense to you. The first one is use your full name in all text and email messages. It's really hard to know how to help someone if we don't know who they are. And so if you use your full name, then it's really easy to look up your account, look up your class, look up your progress, and then give you the support you need. Use polite manners. It goes a long way when you say please, when you say thank you, when you're polite and kind in the language that you're using when you're sending messages back and forth and communicating with teachers. Use full sentences and just do a quick check of your spelling in your communication. A lot of technology will do that for us. So if it's underlined in red, just quickly fix it. Make sure your spelling's decent. Use full sentences. It helps a lot. It makes you actually sound more professional. It makes you sound like you're invested a little bit more when you use good language. So use fun text speak or short stuff with your friends. But when we're talking with teachers or in the future when you're talking with employers or coworkers or certain situations, it's best to use full sentences and actually communicate a little bit more intelligently that way. Clearly state if you're asking for help or if you're asking for clarification on a particular assignment, Clearly state what class, what lesson, what assignment, and in particular, what curriculum. So if it's an Edgenuity, say if it's an Edgenuity, what lesson it is, or what assignment component it is. If you just say, I need help on this lesson, it's really hard for me to know what lesson you're talking about. I have to kind of do some hunting. But if you're specific that I can get to it in like a few seconds, we can really start working on some good stuff quickly. Give teachers time to respond. Our goal is when we get a text message or when we get an email or any sort of communication, our goal is to respond within a 24-hour period. Oftentimes I can respond really quickly, right then and there. But sometimes, especially if it's Tuesday Enrichment Day, our teachers are primarily working throughout the day with students there. And they may not be able to get to messages. If you send a message Monday night, they may not be able to get to it till Tuesday night or Wednesday morning because they're busy all day with students in person. And so give teachers time to respond. My favorite is when it's a Friday evening at 7 o'clock and students send a message, and then Monday morning, then they're mad because I haven't responded in time. And oftentimes I do respond over weekends, but just be aware that teachers have lives too, and give them time to respond. And we have 1,100 students and they're all messaging and working. So give teachers a time to respond and realize there's a lot going on. And finally, on the student side, if we leave a message with you, or if we send an announcement, or if we send you an email, or give you feedback in your class, take the time to look over those yourself as too. So please return phone calls. Check your email regularly as a student. Check announcements in Canvas. If you go into your class, just click on the announcements thing and see what your teacher sent you. Make sure you're checking assignment feedback in Canvas. Log in, get to your dashboard in Canvas, and look on the right side where it says feedback and see if your teachers left you anything. So we do reach out and try to communicate and give you guys information as well. And that's part of communicating with teachers, is making sure you're aware of stuff that we're trying to help you with. All right, so here's an example of what a good message may look like. Hello, Mrs. Fullove. I've been working on the quiz for the mitosis lesson in my biology class in Edgenuity, and I got a really low score both times. I really want to keep my grade up and understand the lesson before moving on. Can we meet online together soon to go over it, please? Thanks, Jordy Brown. So I like it because he used his full name, clearly articulated the class, used nice language, used please, and really emphasized that what they want to do. They want to meet to raise their score up. This is really easy for Ms. Fullove to respond and set up a Zoom meeting and then get the help for the student that he needs. Here's an example of a bad message. Hey, why have you not graded my lesson yet? Can you please respond? If I got a message like this as a teacher, I would not know who it is. I would not know what lesson they're talking about. I would be a little offended because the hey sounds like they're yelling, and there's not any sort of kindness or manners in this message, and it's just not very helpful. I would have to respond and say, can you tell me who this is, please? And it just would be a little bit more on the annoying side. Okay, so in summary, your teachers, we are here for you. We want you to succeed. We want you to have a good school year. So there's lots of ways to communicate with us, lots of ways to both in person and online, and we want to be in daily communication with you guys and supporting you in your classes. And just when you do communicate, make sure to use appropriate communication skills. Think again, all that stuff, full sentences, name, etiquette, clarity, those are all much appreciated when we message back and forth with you guys. I hope this is helpful for you in week 4, and have a good week.